So kind of a creepy thing happened to me last night. I kind of asked for it, but at the same time, not exact. I don't know. Okay. So last night when I came back from dinner, went to Fridays and stuff, I came back home and I decided to watch a movie. And it's not like I picked like a specific movie or anything in particular to watch. I just started flipping through channels and then all of a sudden I just saw this movie that was called Ouija. Like Ouija board or whatever the fuck. I guess the movie came out like a year ago or something like that. Maybe even less than, I don't know. And from what I saw, it didn't even have that great of like reviews. And I was like, oh man, I kind of love really bad movies. Like as stupid as that sounds, okay? I like watching bad horror movies. They're like some of my favorite things to watch because they're so stupid it's funny. Like there are some horror movies that I have laughed at more than some comedies. I watched the movie through and I was kind of like, it was whatever. I don't know. It's just, you know, some of the things were actually funny. Like, and I saw basically every single jump scare that was coming, but that's not the thing that was like weird about this. It's not the thing that freaked me out or anything. The thing that freaked me out is after watching this movie, it was clearly based on like a Ouija board. If you don't know what a Ouija board is, most people know what it is, but it's basically like board and like there's a bunch of different styles of them. But basically this board is just meant to like contact the dead and shit. If you're like really superstitious and believe in that stuff, it's actually like a really dangerous thing. I wouldn't say I completely believe in all of this ghost shit happening. As far as me actually like believing in it, like that it's gonna haunt me or some shit if I actually burn the Ouija board, because you're never supposed to actually destroy a Ouija board. You're supposed to just like throw it away or something. Just don't be involved with it. Don't ever fuck with it. That's what I've done anytime that I've ever come in contact with this kind of shit. It's not that I completely believe or something. It's that I just don't want to take any chances. That's all. So after I was done watching the movie, I was just like, yeah, it's whatever. And I just kind of like shrugged it off. I wasn't really spooked or anything by it. Usually some movies that are like actually pretty good, I won't be able to like sleep correctly a lot at night, or I at least freak myself out enough. Last night I didn't really have much else to do other than, you know, open some of these boxes that you guys sent me. So I'm just opening a couple up, you know, maybe a dildo here and there, maybe some lubricant, maybe another cool pop figurine, a Deadpool one this time. Now obviously with a lot of these packages I get a lot of, you know, random things, but usually in a lot of these packages I get notes. Usually I can figure out who it's from. Sometimes I can if it's just from like Amazon and they don't leave a note or something like that, but usually in normal like personalized packages that aren't Amazon ones, I can figure out who it's from. It usually has like a sending address and everything. Now, something really weird happened to me last night that right after I watched this movie about, you know, based around a Ouija board. Basically has the entire alphabet on it, has yes and no and goodbye at the bottom of it and everything. Just every way to communicate with the dead, and basically the dead can like spell out like answers to your questions. Some could be yes and no's. All it has to do is move it to yes or no, or if you ask it like who they are, they can like spell out their name or something. So I'm just going through these packages and I decided to open up this one. Just, it looked like every other package, just normal. It was about, I don't know, it's like this big or so. So by the time like we got back from eating and just everybody like goes to bed and stuff, and I decided like, hey, I'm gonna open some of this stuff. It was around what, like 1 o'clock, something like that, I don't know. So it was dark, it's middle of the night. Turns out right after watching this movie, somebody sends me a fucking Ouija board. Yeah, there's just a Ouija board there. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can go find it. I was afraid that I threw it out or it got destroyed or some shit. I was like, oh god, I'm fucked. So anyway, yeah, I end up opening this up, and this is like maybe an hour or so after I watched that movie. I actually freaked myself out a little bit because when I went back there, I forgot that I left it inside of its box without like throwing it away, and I didn't see it anywhere, and I was like, it fucking disappeared. That's the same shit that happens in the movie. They thought they threw it away and then it appears in other places. I thought it disappeared, so it's going to be able to end up in my room or some shit right on my bed. So after seeing the thing, I looked at it and I was like, nope. Probably gonna toss it in a dumpster somewhere and hopefully it doesn't appear back in my house, because if it does, we're fucked. See, the creepiest part about this whole thing is that it didn't come with a note. It didn't have anything in the box. It's just a Ouija board. Doesn't say where it comes from, nothing. It's just a taped up box with a Ouija board in it. You know when you watch a scary movie or something that shakes you to the core? Something like that happens and you basically just like live the rest of like at least a couple days out just thinking that everything is out to get you. I mean, there was a good amount of time I made videos before where I thought somebody was fucking following me and shit. Like, if I were a ghost hunter, I would probably think that everything is haunted. Like walking into any place, if I walked into a normal house, a completely unhaunted house, I would just be like, yep, this is haunted. 100%. The air feels a little cold right here. The presence is right here. I'd be paranoid as fuck. There's no way. I can't mess with this paranormal shit. Whether I believe in it or not, there's no point in taking a chance. I mean, what am I proving? If I made a video just burning a Ouija board or some shit, what am I actually proving? Like sitting there that I'm not afraid or I don't believe in it? I see this shit all the time in horror movies. There's always that one motherfucker that's always trying to flex and just be like, yeah, I don't believe, watch this shit, and then just sets a Ouija board on fire, and then he's the first motherfucker to die. Or there's always that person that walks into a dark room after somebody says, oh, there's somebody in there, and they walk in there. No, there ain't nothing there, and they walk in there and die. Stop flexing! It proves nothing! All you do is put yourself at risk to try to prove a point that you don't even need to prove. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna drive uptown and throw this in a dumpster or something. I have to get rid of it. I'm not keeping this shit in my house because before you know it, it ends up in an attic somewhere, and then 20 years down the road, somebody goes up there and is like, hey, what'd you do with this Ouija board? It's all dusty and shit. You tell them not to mess with it, they mess with it, and then everybody dies. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm throwing it out.